Okay, I just want to do a quick spin-off video in relation to the clips that I've been doing on Revelation, and we have almost nearly finished this series of clips, and I hope you've enjoyed them. But I just want to spend a few moments distinguishing the term many antichrists to the Antichrist. In 1 John 2:18, the Apostle John says, "Little children, it is the last time," and that is a reference to probably the end of one dispensation going into another dispensation. "And as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time." So there you have an Antichrist in the singular, and then you have many Antichrists in the plural. I go down to verse 22. "Who is a liar? But he that denieth that Jesus is the Christ. He is Antichrist, that denieth the Father and the Son." Now, when I look at verse 22, I think to myself, which religion today denies that Jesus is the Messiah? And amazingly, it's not Islam, it's Judaism. The Jews do not believe that Christ is the Messiah of Israel. They have a book called the Talmud, which runs parallel to the Tanakh, the Old Testament, and in their Talmud they claim that the Lord Jesus Christ was a bastard who was conceived by a Roman soldier who raped the mother of the Lord Jesus Christ. And when you challenge them with this information, more often than not, they won't admit it, but nonetheless it is found in their literature. 23. "Whosoever denieth the Son, the same hath not the Father, but he that acknowledgeth the Son hath the Father also." Which religion denies that Christ is the Son of God? Well, yes, the Jews deny him, but so do the Muslims. And once again, we find two groups of world religions that are falling into the category of Antichrist, many Antichrists, and you can go through Hinduism, Sikhism, Buddhism, and all the other world religions, and they all qualify to be classed as Antichrist. But that is a distinction that has to be drawn from many Antichrists in a general sense to a future Antichrist. And if you've been listening to these videos in Revelation, you will see that we are narrowing down the list of candidates for the final Antichrist. The Vicar of Christ, a term which the Catholic Church are quite fond of using, means another Christ, and the Greek word for Antichrist means in place of Christ. And there are people who think that whenever you use the word Antichrist, it refers to somebody who is against Christ, and that's not the case at all. And if you translate Vicarius Christi into Greek, it comes out Antichristos, Antichrist. So once again, a little bit of knowledge on languages does help, but I do believe that even without the little bit of knowledge of Greek or Latin, you can still identify the main religious characters in the world today as being Antichrist. And more often than not, it's not what they do, but it's what they don't do. And when I look at photographs going back probably just prior to the Second Vatican Council, and I see Pope Pius XII and John the 23rd being carried around like kings, then I have to ask myself, do these people really believe that they are representing the Lord Jesus Christ? He did say that he that was greatest among you should become your servant. Even in modern times, if you go to the Vatican today and you get an audience with Benedict XVI, you still are expected to show him reverence, and a lot of people will either kiss the ring or genuflect or bow down. And if you're a woman who has to visit the Pope and you're not a Catholic, you will be expected to wear black. And that, of course, is a reference to mourning, because you are not a Catholic and you're in the presence of something holy, they would have you believe. And therefore, to contrast his holiness, you have to be dressed in black. And even the Queen of England, since the 60s, has gone along with this Catholic protocol. Just one final point, and we'll look at this in more detail on the next video. But with the way that the one world religion and the ecumenical movement and the interfaith movement and the Freemasons and the Bilderbergers and all these groups, the way that these people are going, it is my belief that if you are part of that setup, if you have aligned yourself with these groups and organizations, then it will be not only destroyed in the tribulation, but it will be destroyed by the Antichrist, amazingly. And it will be the Antichrist that these people will look to, hoping and believing that he is their long-awaited Messiah, and he will turn and betray them. Slightly similar to what we saw Judas Iscariot do. He was numbered among the 12, he was anointed, sent out, did all the miracles. Christ knew what was going to happen, of course, but the apostles didn't know. Even Peter, the alleged first pope, didn't know that Judas was going to do what he did. Jesus didn't give him a briefing, and Judas, of course, arrives at the Garden of Gethsemane and betrays Jesus. Similar picture to what we're going to see from the Antichrist in the last days.